Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rajat and today we are going to cover the control statements in Python. What exactly are the control statements and how we actually use control statement more importantly in Python. So let me explain it to you and then I'll cover some practical examples so everything is clear to you in today's video. So let's move forward. So guys, in Python basically the control statements are of three types. So control statement. So as I told you, these are of three major type. Okay, the number one is sequential control, sequential one, where every statement is executed in a sequence. So like I have 5 line of code. So first this line execute, then second line execute, third line execute, fourth line, fifth line. So this is the by default nature of any programming language, that if you're writing a code, so every code will go line by line and it will give you the output in the end. So that is your sequential control. Then you have the selection control. Selection control statements. So what are they? So if conditions and else conditions, and with if else we use elif also sometime depending on the need. So these kind of statements are known as selection statement. How selection statement basically works? So in selection statement we give a condition. So condition have two possibility, either your condition is true or your condition is false. So if the condition is true, so the statements which are there with the condition true, they will be executed, and if false happens, so the statements which are with the false, they will be executed. So similarly, if you see if condition, if is true, so all the statement with if condition will be executed, and if condition is false, so in that case else will automatically move on. Okay, so either one condition will execute depending on the situation, and similarly if elif will be also included in this, so all three will be checked and whichever is true that will be executed. So this is the second type of control statement. Now the third type is iterative controls. Iterative control statements. So all the loops which you have, they are part of iterative, as the name also says, right, that there is a iteration involved here. What is iteration? So every time when there is a process running, so every row is known as a iteration. Like every action or sequence which is getting executed, that is known as your iteration. How this works basically? So in iterative control also you have a condition. Okay, so there are two possibility, that condition is, let's say, true. So what happen? This go back to the condition and it will execute the statement number 1. Then again the condition will be checked. If condition is true, so it will again be true, it will execute the statement number 2. Similarly, it will keep on executing all the statements which are given with this condition being true. There will be a scenario come at the end when your condition becomes false. So your loop will execute from this true condition. This is a loop, you can see this was running like this. True, then it's going back again, executing the condition number 1, then again running, executing condition 2. Now in the last, when the condition become false, so this basically loop exit. And do loop, while loop, for loop, these are the example of iterative controls. Now let me go to the VS Code Studio and show to you guys that how we will code this. Basically I'll show you some basic example today, and then in the next video, from the next video onwards, we would be covering each and every control statement in detail, so that we have all the meaningful content in hand, and it will be really helpful for you guys. Let me create new file. Name of the file is control, let's say 1, because today is the session number 1. Okay, or let's make it CONTST, control state dot py. So this is more relatable. It dot py basically is saying that this is a Python code. Now let me save this. It will be saved on my desktop. You also just save it, and the same code you will be able to download basically from my GitHub repository with the same name. I usually do that, and the link will be there in my description box. So make sure that you download this. Now let's talk about some practical example. If I'm writing here print Rajat, then I say print salary 2.5 lakh. Now if I run this, okay, so what will happen? This will simply print these two statements. So this type of statements are known as sequential control statement, which are like executing in a sequence. Okay, so this is the first type. Now let's talk about the selection control statement. Now for selection control statement, let me write a variable name x equal to, I want to take an input from the user, and in my previous sessions I have told you about input function. So I'll use input function here, and I ask in the message enter a number. Now whatever you are taking as an input through this statement, that is considered as a string, but I want the number in the form of integer. So what I'll do, I'll use int function here. Inside int I will put input, and then I'll close the braces, then one more bracket need to be closed, enter. Now x will have the value from the user as an input. Now I'm putting if condition. If x is less than 100, now I have to give the, what I have to give? I have to give colon, which is indentation in Python. Now you guys can see there are this blank spaces, that is the indentation in Python, and indentation is basically a way of programming. Every programming language have a different way of programming. In Python, spaces are used for indentation. Now I'll give the condition. Basically line number 6 is my condition, line number 7 is my statement. So my statement is the number is less than 100. Now this is the if condition, guys. I have to give enter. Now make sure that when I am writing else, so it should be there in the same sequence as if. So you can see this line, right? So this line should be there with else, otherwise there will be an error. Now after else also I'll use colon. That is again indentation. I'll give print statement here. So my first condition was if number is less than 100, then number is less than 100. Now we can write value is greater than 100. So I hope this makes sense to you guys. So if I run this code now, so this code will be executed. But let's tweak this code somewhere. Let me add Elif also. So I can add one more condition. X is less than 1000. This is my second condition, guys. Okay. Now I will give one more print message. Value is mid level. So now there are multiple conditions in this code, and if I execute this code, so you will see that difference, that how if is true, so if condition is working, then elif, if elif is true, and if else is true, so which condition is coming up? It's pretty confusing because I'm using if so many times, so don't get confused. Okay, now let me run this particular piece of code. Let me remove the other piece of code. Now we have only this code. Let me clear the terminal also. Now right click and let me run this. So it's asking for a number. Okay, I am giving number, let's say 20. So where 20 will fall? 20 will go here in X. 20 is less than 100. So the output should be the number is less than 100. Now let me enter. So you can see the error message, the output message says the number is less than 100. Now let me run the code one more time. Let's run this time. Let me give the input as 10,000. Now which one is true? Okay, 10,000 is less than 100, so the condition will go to, okay, let me do, I think 10 I'm missing here. Okay, now this is less than 100, this is less than 1000, but this is 10,000. 10,000 will go to else condition. So the output should show the else condition, value is greater than 1000. That should be the message on us. Now let me click here and enter. So it says that value is greater than 100. So it's picking this one. Let me do it again. Let me clear the log. Okay. And let's run this whole code now. Running the Python and give 10,000. So the output is coming, value is greater than 1000. In the previous run when I was running this, so what happened actually, I ran the code, so it was taking 100 here because I mentioned 100. Now it's picking 1000. Let's talk about the iterative control statements now. Sorry about the spelling, guys. Iterative control statements. Those are loops basically. So x equal to, let's say I assign a value 0. This is the initialization of the value, and then I am writing a while x is less than 10, then indentation mark, enter, and print what? Print x basically. Not print x, it is resolving the value of x. Now here I am giving an increment x equal to x plus 1. So what? Oops, yahan pe it will come x plus 1. Yeah. So the thing is here what I'm doing, this is the initialization, then I'm giving a condition that if x is less than 10. So for 0, x is less than 10, condition is true, it will print 0 and then give an increment. So the new value of x is 0 plus 1, 1. This will be passed to line number 12. So now 1 will come here, 1 is less than 10, the condition becomes true again. So this will be printed. So similarly, it will be keep on doing till the time 10 will come here and 10 will be pasted here. So 10 is not less than 10. At that time, this loop become fails. Basically, it will false. The condition become false. In short, that's what I would say. So when the condition is false, what you need to do? The loop will exit. So in the output, what you will see basically, you will see that 0 to 9 values are printed here. Now let me run this code, run Python, run in terminal. You can see in the output that all the value from 0 to 9 are printed here. Okay. So on that note, I hope this value would have some added value to your knowledge. So on that note, I will take a leave from you, and I hope if you like the video, so please hit the like button and please subscribe to my channel, and please put a comment if you like my effort, and if you want something to be improved, so please put that in the comment. I read all the comments. So on that note, thank you so much, guys.